This week, the Houston Texans take on the Minnesota Vikings in what should be, and no offense to the Vikings, but what should be a pretty easy win for them. But as usual, let's hop into the injury report. For the Vikings, Cam Dantzler, rib, he'll play. Mike Hughes, neck, he's already ruled out. Chris Boyd, hamstring, out. Ola Uda with a finger, he'll play. And a big one, Tajay Sharp, illness, out. That's huge. For the Texans, Charles Omenihu, knee, he'll play. Zach Cunningham, groin, he'll play. Colin Gillespie, questionable with the hamstring. PJ Hall with the groin, he'll play. Duke Johnson, ankle. For the first time in 2 weeks, he will be active in this game. Peter Kalambai is questionable with a hamstring. Lonnie Johnson will play. Illness, Will Fuller will play hamstring. So really nothing big for the Texans. I mean, they got two questionable two questionable players that play special teams, and everybody else is gonna play. But for the Vikings, I mean, Mike Hughes, he's a talented corner, and what's his name? Tajay Sharp. I think he's like their third receiver on the depth chart. So, I mean, it's pretty huge to lose a guy like Tajay Sharp, in a game, and especially because it was an illness. So yeah, that's huge because he really didn't get hurt. He could have played this game if he got sick earlier in the week. Now, starting off with the run game, or let's start off with the Vikings offense versus the Texans defense. Starting off with the run game, Dalvin Cook is going to gash the Texans. I'm not going to lie, he's going to gash the Texans. Expect 110, maybe 120 if the Texans are lucky. And if they're not lucky, expect 200, maybe even 225 yards on the ground. Because, no offense to, the running backs we played before, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, and then of course last week James Conner and Benny Snell and McFarland and Samuels. No offense to those guys, but they are not as talented as Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is elite. He's a top 5 back in this league, and it's going to be hard for the Texans to stop him, especially because of two things. The Texans' inside zone in the running game are their inside, containment. Their inside containment, like the interior of the Texans' defensive line, tends to do a good job of, not a good job, but a meh job of stopping the run. That's not where the running backs were gashing the Texans. The running backs were gashing the Texans off the edge. You know who plays off the edge? Whitney Merciless. You know who also plays off the edge? Brennan Scarlett. So, those guys are probably going to get beat a lot. And Dalvin Cook's just going to keep running it to the outside every single play. Merciless and Scarlett, they can't do anything. The only way I could see the Texans, containing Dalvin Cook is if they bench both of them. Not one, but two. Who do you bench him for? Jonathan Grenard, Jacob Martin. That's who you bench him for. Texans are not going to stop Dalvin Cook if, Whitney Merciless and Brennan Scarlett are out there. Now, for the pass rush of the Texans, the Texans' pass rush is going to get 5, maybe even 6 sacks. This Vikings O-line is soft. They lack talent on that offensive line. They've been trying to do their absolute best to draft linemen for Kirk Cousins. I believe last year they 18th overall pick or 19th overall pick. I think it was 18th overall pick in the 2019 draft. They selected Garrett Bradbury, a center. to protect Kirk Cousins. Just this past draft, they selected Ezra Cleveland in the second round, and there were rumors about them trying to trade for Trent Williams. So the Vikings are definitely know that their offensive line is a problem. So, yeah, I think the Texans will take advantage of that. Charles Omenihu, Jacob Martin, J.J. Watt, P.J. Hall, maybe even. All those guys will take advantage of that. Because I really don't think that Vikings O-line is, all that. Kirk Cousins, dude, is average. Kirk Cousins is mediocre. He's mediocre, bro. Kirk Cousins, he's not trash. Don't get me wrong. He ain't no scrub. But he's not above average. He's not below average. He's average. Like, dude is average. Average. He is average, and that's what he's known to be. He must have a great agent that he keeps getting big contracts when he's not that good. He's average, so don't expect Kirk Cousins to come and dot up the Texans secondary. By the way, which has been locking down everyone. Now Bradley Roby, the receivers he's faced: Tyreek Hill, Marquise Brown, and just this past week, Juju Smith-Schuster, and I do think he was on Chase Claypool a little bit. Those receivers, or at least Marquise Brown and Tyreek Hill, definitely are more talented than Adam Thielen. You could even say Juju Smith-Schuster is better than Adam Thielen. If Bradley Roby shut those guys down, he's going to shut down Adam Thielen. Like, Adam Thielen, he's not going to have a big day. On the other side, Justin Jefferson, I think he can be a very good player in this league, but he's a rookie. Like, can't expect a rookie to come out here and dot up the Texans have a great day on the Texans secondary. Yes, he had a great day on the Titans secondary, but the Titans are trash. Nasty. They have a terrible secondary. They have decent safeties, and they have one pretty good corner, in my opinion, Christian Fulton. Other than that, Malcolm Butler, Jonathan Joseph, he's bald. There's the other guy, Adoree Jackson. He's just a returner. Like, the Texans have a way better secondary. Now, Garyon Conley will not be playing in this game. I know a few fans were hopeful that he'd come back because, Vernon Hargreaves is getting beat because he's playing on the outside, which he shouldn't be. But Justin Jefferson, I think he'll be contained. Like, Lonnie Johnson should shut him up. Now, the tight ends for the Vikings. I feel like the Vikings have a good tight end group, but it's nothing special. Like, it's good, but it's not like the 49ers one where they have Jordan Reed and George Kittle. It's not anything special, but it's not terrible either. They have what's his name? Irv Smith. I think he was a second round pick from a year ago. And they also, of course, have they obviously, of course, have Kyle Rudolph, who, in my opinion, he's not saying he's trash or anything, but he is okay. He's not terrible. Yeah, Irv Smith was a second round pick. So I feel like their tight ends could do something against the Texans, but I don't think they can really do that great. I expect the Texans to kind of hold their tight ends in check. So all around, I think the Vikings offense will run the ball well, but won't be able to get much going in the passing game. So that's why I have the Vikings not scoring many points in this game. Now the flip side of the ball, Texans offense versus the Vikings defense. Texans offense will go off. Start off with the running game. David Johnson will have a great day, his best career game, because he's going against one of the worst run defenses in the league. It's kind of unfortunate how they played out for Minnesota, because to begin the year, it was looking pretty good before, or at least 3 weeks before the season, looking pretty good. Or, not 3 weeks, before all the opting out started, it was looking pretty good for Minnesota. They had Michael Pierce on the interior, and they had Danielle Hunter and I guess you could say, but not before that, because before the opting out start, or even after Michael Pierce opted out, Yannick Ngakoue wasn't traded to Minnesota until right before the season. But yeah, it was looking pretty good if that was the Vikings' plan, to have Ngakoue, Hunter, and Pierce. But Pierce opted out, and of course Hunter was put on IR, and he won't play in this game. The Texans will have a huge break in that, because Danielle Hunter, in my opinion, is one of the best defensive players in the league. I think the Texans tackles could have handled him, because the Texans have arguably the best tackle duo in the league, in my opinion. It's a coin flip. You could pick Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil, or you could pick Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk. But I think the Texans tackles would have been able to handle that, but they would win. Ngakoue and Hunter would win their matchups. So I think the Texans got a huge breather with both of them not playing in this game. So the Texans should be able to get a good run game going, and their good offensive line should be able to neutralize Ngakoue. Because don't get me wrong, I love Yannick Ngakoue. He's one of my favorite players in this league, but Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil will remove him from the game. They're that good. Now the passing game. The Texans will shred the Vikings. Like I said before, the Vikings are missing Mike Hughes for this game, so the Texans should be able to get a lot going in the passing game. Expect a ton of points. Expect this to be like the Atlanta game, where the run game is working, but also the Texans are passing a lot. And I think it's going to be a little bit different. I don't think it's going to be all Will Fuller like it was in that Atlanta game. I think, Brandon Cooks might get a touchdown. Will Fuller might get a touchdown. Cobb might get a touchdown. QT might get a touchdown. Which, by the way, I know Kiki QT fumbled, but come on, man. You got to give him like 5-6 snaps of playing time, because dude is dangerous. And maybe Stills might get a touchdown. Tight ends might get a touchdown. Akins might get a touchdown. I think it's going to be more spread out. I don't think it's just going to be Fuller, because I think Fuller and Fowles that game had like 5 combined touchdowns. So I don't think it'll be that, but I think it'll be more spread out between the guys, like maybe one each. But I could definitely see this Texans receiving group, all of them having themselves a good day. Like the Texans are going to shred the Vikings in the pass game. Jeff Gladney and Cam Dantzler and the undrafted rookie Holton Hill, they're rookies. All of them are rookies. They're not going to be able to contain Stills, Fuller, Cobb, QT, if he gets playing time, Stills, all those guys. And they have the 2-star safeties, Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris. In my opinion, Anthony Harris is the better one, but we're not here to talk about that today. But yeah, I think the Texans' offense are definitely gonna have to be aware of Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris. But yeah, I think they won't be a problem. And in the pass catching game for the running backs, the Texans have Duke Johnson back for this game, but I really don't think it matters that much, because the Vikings have, and I know this is a really unpopular take, but I know it's a very unpopular take. Like, I think Eric Kendricks is better than Bobby Wagner. I think he's the best inside linebacker in the league. Um, and they lost Anthony Barr for the season, but then they ended up replacing him with the Todd Davis. And Todd Davis, he's no Anthony Barr, but he's not a scrub either. So I don't think the Texans get that much in the passing game with the running backs. I think the linebackers will do a good job covering, maybe even pass rushing. But all around, I think this Texans team will explode. Defense, offense, special teams. Might get a block punt or something. I think Texans will win this game. Now, my score prediction, or before my score prediction, I do have one key to winning this game. I could 100% see the Texans losing this game if they let Dalvin Cook go off. You contain Cook. Not even contain him. You don't let him go off, Texans easy win. It's an easy win for the Texans. But if you let him go off, then you're going to have a very hard day, and you're probably going to lose this game. It's going to be like the Chiefs-Titans game from last year, not in the playoffs, but in the regular season. The Chiefs let Derrick Henry go off. All around, they had a better day, but let Henry go off, and what happened? They lost. So I think the Texans have got to not contain him, but at least just don't let him go off, man. Like, don't let him go off. But now for my score prediction, I am going 48-24 Texans a win. I think the Texans get their first win of the season, go to 1-3, and they'll be on pace, or they'll be set to win many games. I think the Texans win this game pretty easily. I think it's going to be in blowout fashion. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't see the Texans starting off like 21-0. I could see the Vikings going up 3-0, 7-0, maybe even 10-0. But then after that, I think that when the Texans, finally get in rhythm, they'll win this game, man. The Texans will be 1-3 after this game if they get the win, and they'll be 0-4 if they don't. 0-4, not the end of the season, not even likely the end of your season. It won't be the end of your season. It's not going to be likely to be the end of your or basically what I'm saying, if you lose this game, your season's not over. But it's kind of in risk, because it is hard to, go start off 0-4. Your season's definitely not over. I'm not saying your season's over if you lose this game, but it's in risk. It's definitely in risk. If the Texans start off 0-4, that's not a very comfortable position to be in. But if they start off 1-3, yeah, it's still not a very comfortable position to start in. But all your hard games have been played. The Texans will be in the playoffs because the Texans have an easy schedule going forward. So I think if the Texans win this game, they'll be in great shape. If they don't, they'll not be in the best shape. But that's pretty much it for my video. Comment down below you guys' predictions for this game. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.